What are some ways you've seen ChatGPT help people with some of their job search materials?
So I think the top three things that it's been helpful with are writing cover letters, writing your resume, and it can be helpful in preparing for an interview where you have an actual job description. Do you want me to kind of go through
Yeah,
each
let's
of
do it.
them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think just to start, like one of the most daunting things in the whole application job search process is can be staring at a blank page. Like when
Mhm.
you've got an application and it's asking you for a cover letter and a resume. So with ChatGPT, starting with a cover letter, for example, you can actually put the entire job description that you are applying to in ChatGPT and say, write me a cover letter that expresses how excited I am or why I'm a fit for this position. And it will generate very quickly, under 30 seconds,
Jeez.
probably a 4 paragraph cover letter for you.
Yeah.
And look, like it's just a great way to start. It takes
Yes.
that blank page and fills it up, and it's a skeleton.
Yeah.
And we'll get into this more, but it will give you sort of that first couple steps into writing your cover letter. And there's some pitfalls there to be wary of, and how to do this in the right way. But again, it's just a great way to start.
Yeah.
With resume, if you're I mean, you could have it write your entire resume. We're not gonna go down that road. I don't recommend it, but one of the challenging things can just be like putting something from your background into like
Mhm.
one concise bullet. You can ask ChatGPT, "Hey, how do I talk about managing my team of 3 to 4 and mentoring them and actually promoting somebody?" And
Mhm.
and ask it to generate just like a one sentence, and it'll do that for you.
Mhm.
Um, so again, like getting the wheels turning, sort of getting you out of a rut of
Yeah.
wanting to write something or generate something. And then from an interview standpoint, what I've found very helpful, but this is working backwards from how companies are actually using it,
Mhm.
is you can throw the entire job description into the query bar, the prompt section on ChatGPT and say, generate interview questions based
Mhm.
on this job description. And that will spit out probably a list of, I've done it a couple times. It's a very thorough list, can give you like 10, 15, 20 different questions. And that's a really, again, a great start of things that you, if you're going into an interview, might be facing, or
Yeah.
the types of questions that might be coming to you from the interview team, and you can start to practice those.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we've seen it be really helpful, especially with our clients that haven't interviewed or haven't been in the job market for a while, it just kind of, like you said, either gets them started or gets them more comfortable with what things to look like today. So we've
Mhm.
had clients
Yep.
that have been at jobs for 10 years maybe and haven't really interviewed or sent out resumes during that time. And so much has changed in 10 years. So it just kind of gives them the confidence of, okay, so this is what sort of good resumes look like these days, or this is some interview questions I might be asked. Now, you and I are also giving them that information, but either they can do it as homework and prep for a session with us, or they can do it as a starting point, and then we can help them customize it and take it to that personal level, which we'll talk about more here in a little bit. But not only is it the blank piece of paper, but it can also just help people get more familiar with sort of what's happening in today's job search versus 5 or 10 years ago if they haven't done it in a while.
Absolutely. And the other point is if you're going into a job search, it's like a full-time job,
Yeah.
especially if you get to a stage where you're applying and then maybe all of a sudden you're also starting to have conversations with 2 or 3 different companies at the same time. So to keep that ball rolling for you, like it can be pretty daunting to you're going into an application, it's like here's 5 positions I want to apply to, but do I want to write cover letters? Like this can kind of get you off the ground and running. And then also if at the same time you're going through interviews, sort of generate some interview questions and letting it do a little bit of the work for you. But you will have to fill in a lot of gaps too.